Hello everybody, welcome to my new house. I'm wearing my hat today, but not my flannel since it's 82 frickin' degrees today. Anyway, as you remember from my latest video, I was wondering what to do with this channel. Well, I decided that for the next few videos, I read to you all the episode list that I wrote for the TV show that I came up with a couple of years ago, My Little Pony Live from Equestria. The show centers around my original characters, Foxtrot, Arpeggio, Bassline, and Hi-Hat, along with some characters already in the show. Keep in mind that this is not after the new story of Foxtrot, so it doesn't take place about 20 years after Friendship is Magic. In this particular show, Foxtrot is still dating Applejack, Diamond Tiara is still Foxtrot's little stepsister, and the main six are still teenagers. Now, this show takes place after the events of the old story of Foxtrot. Other than the ages of the non-OC characters and their relationships, almost nothing else has changed. I also want for you to keep in mind that I did not watch the most recent episodes of the original show as of now, and I don't plan to in the near future. I say this because some of the episodes that I've created in my show may not correspond to what has happened in the original show. An example of this is when I created this episode of the Cutie Mark Crusaders earning their cutie marks and decided to help other blanks earn their cutie marks, and they recruit Diamond Tiara, Silver Spoon, and Button in their... Yeah. In Friendship is Magic, they already had the CMC earn their cutie marks, and I'm 100% sure that almost everything that I came up with already happened in that episode. This is because I started writing the ideas for the episodes on November 22nd, 2013, so almost everything that's happened in Friendship is Magic during Season 4 and later occurred after I wrote the ideas for the episodes. Remember that, it's crucially important. Also, forgive me if the pictures that I provide suck, as I looked everywhere on the internet to find them. But anyway, without further ado, let's go through the episodes that could have been. Afraid of Applejack is the debut episode of Live from Equestria, if you don't count the story of Foxtrot. In this episode, Foxtrot wants his bandmate Arpeggio to start getting along with Applejack, who, if you remember from the old story of Foxtrot, is Foxtrot's girlfriend. This is one of the few episodes in which I actually wrote the entire episode. In retrospect, I'm pretty sure that the episode would have created a bit of controversy, as Arpeggio, who's styled after an African American, is scared of Applejack, who's styled after a redneck, and as you know, that would probably create some controversy because it might be a bit racist. Plus, in the episode, Applejack's family and Foxtrot and the rest of his bandmates try to look for Arpeggio in the apple orchard while they wear raincoats that look like Ku Klux Klan robes. If that aired, my show would get cancelled in a millisecond. But in the end, Arpeggio finally gets along with the Apple family after he and Big Macintosh play some PlayStation. Aside from the controversy, it's not a bad way to begin a series. The second episode of the show is Rivals. I find that this episode is awfully similar to Rainbow Rocks in the way that it features two bands that are rivals and try to compete in a battle of the bands. In the episode, Foxtrot's band Equestrian Roulette gets into a rivalry with another band, Broken Horseshoe, when they both try to sign up for a battle of the bands. Broken Horseshoe is composed of lead singer and guitarist Chad, lead guitarist Hammer-On, bassist Thumper, and drummer Drumroll. After the episode, Broken Horseshoe still has a rivalry with Roulette and is recurring throughout the show. The only member of Horseshoe that doesn't have animosity towards Roulette is their female drummer Drumroll. In fact, she kind of develops a crush on Foxtrot. Also, you're gonna hate me for this, but I wanted the voice of Chad to be Chad Kroeger of the band Nickelback. But I have a good reason for this. People will view Broken Horseshoe more of the bad guys if their lead singer is played by a person who is generally disliked. Chad Kroeger already knows that Nickelback is hated, so I guess that it won't bother him too much. In the sentimental episode Diamonds Are Forever, Diamond Tiara's parents asked Foxtrot to watch over Diamond Tiara, who, if you remember from the old story of Foxtrot, is Foxtrot's little stepsister. I find that this episode is sentimental and has good virtues, as it shows that you don't have to be related to someone in order to be their family, since Foxtrot was originally adopted before Diamond Tiara was born. Despite some initial arguing, they find some common ground. In fact, Foxtrot and Diamond Tiara do a duet during one of the band's shows. They sing I've Had the Time of My Life by Bill Medley and Jennifer Lawrence from the movie Dirty Dancing. I haven't really thought of more than that, but I find that this could be a really sentimental episode. One Nut Could Kill has a pretty funny title, but the episode is a little more serious. In this episode, Pinkie Pie goes on yet another pranking spree, and one of her pranks involves switching Baseline's ice cream with frozen peanut butter. Seems like a harmless prank, right? Well, Pinkie Pie doesn't know this, but Baseline is allergic to peanuts. Baseline survives, but after Foxtrot finds out that Pinkie Pie is the one who did this, he bans her from the studio. However, tragedy strikes some more after Hi-Hat breaks his arm, so there's no one to play drums for the upcoming show. The band goes through many drummers before they hesitantly ask Pinkie Pie to fill in for Hi-Hat. The show is successful, and the band forgives Pinkie Pie. I guess that you could say that it all started because of these nuts. Ha! I'm sorry, but I didn't buy that Applejack's parents are dead. I came up with my own theory, so in the episode Applejack's Wussy Parents, I said that her parents were actually in the witness protection program after they witnessed a crime. They come back to Ponyville, but Foxtrot is afraid of meeting them since he knows how a Southern Belle's parents can be. However, upon meeting them, Applejack's parents turn out to be complete sissies. I guess all that time in the witness protection program really shook them up, huh? I didn't really come up with much in this episode, but it does have some more featured music. Keith Urban's Making Memories of Us, which is sung during the end credits. The episode Facing features what I mentioned before reading the episode list. I said that in the episode, the CMC get their cutie marks, decide to help other blank flanks earn their cutie marks, and recruit Diamond, Tiara, Silver Spoon, and Button to help. As I said, this probably already happened in Friendship is Magic, but this episode was thought up of before they came up with it, I think. The courtship of Dashy's father is yet another episode where I don't listen to Laura and Foss. I know, Rainbow Dash's father is probably shown in one of the episodes, but I decided that he would be her adopted father. In this episode, Rainbow Dash wants to find her biological father for Father's Day, so she takes a blood test and finds out something surprising. As it turns out, her biological father is King Tesla. And that means that Foxtrot and Rainbow Dash are half-siblings. This would be exciting news, but if you remember in the old story of Foxtrot, the two kind of made out at one point. That's also how I came up with the alternate title, Siblings with Benefits. Shad and the Great Glass Trophy is about Broken Horseshoe winning an award for one of their songs. In response, Equestrian Roulette decides to enter one of their songs in next year's award show. Meanwhile, Twilight and Pinkie Pie decide to do the same thing. In the end, Twilight and Pinkie Pie win the award. I didn't really come up with much for this episode, but the lesson is probably not to be too competitive, something the original show probably already tackled. In the episode with one of my favorite titles, The Mermaid, Arpeggio finds a half-fish, half-pony creature known as a mermaid, and the two fall in love. This episode is almost similar to the Futurama episode The Deep South, where Fry falls in love with a mermaid named Umbriel. Also in the episode, I wanted the mermaid, Jodie, to be voiced by Jodie Benson, who played Ariel the Mermaid in The Little Mermaid. Other than that, I didn't really come up with more for that in this episode. The episode, What Does the Foxtrot Say?, deals with Foxtrot's anger problem. In this episode, he yells to get his point across for the umpteenth time, prompting Hi-Hat to use a spell to restrict the volume of Foxtrot's voice. This doesn't mean that Foxtrot cannot talk. It just means that he cannot yell too loud. However, when his bandmates get themselves into hot water, the only thing that can save them is for Foxtrot to raise his voice. It's almost like that King of the Hill episode, only no one's fingers get cut off. Figures, since none of the ponies have fingers. In the episode Stallion Cannon, Foxtrot and Hi-Hat decide to call up two friends with whom they had a side project known as Stallion Cannon. This lineup consisted of Foxtrot on lead vocals and guitar, Hi-Hat on drums, Flash Sentry on lead guitar, and Shining Armor on bass. Everything runs smoothly, but when a certain topic comes up, the four find out why the side project didn't work in the first place. What is this topic that came up? None other than the subject of Princess Twilight Sparkle. I won't go into full detail, but that's who caused Stallion Cannon's demise in a nutshell. Also in the episode, Baseline and Arpeggio get jealous of the side project. Oh, and I also wanted Flash Sentry to be played by Drake Bell from Drake and Josh. Now that would be nostalgic. The main story in Rarity's boyfriend happens a lot in many different television shows. In the episode, Prince Blueblood won't leave Rarity alone. She even has Hi-Hat try to get rid of him, but with no avail. As a result, she has to pretend that Foxtrot is her boyfriend. However, throughout the episode, the two start getting more affectionate towards each other, making Applejack jealous despite Applejack agreeing to the ruse. It all ends with Rarity deciding to pull out the big guns and kissing Foxtrot in front of Prince Blueblood. Applejack sees this and beats up Rarity, saying something along the lines of, "Hey, you can keep up this ruse for as long as you want, but that there's my boyfriend." And they get into a wild fight. Prince Blueblood then tells Foxtrot, "Hey, Foxtrot, when that's done, can you tell Rarity that I'm seeing someone already?" I don't remember what Prince Blueblood sounds like, so I just gave him Hi-Hat's accent. Speaking of Hi-Hat, there's also a B story in the episode where Hi-Hat plays pranks on an unsuspecting ponies by hiding somewhere and jumping out, blasting a snare drum in his or her face. Not that funny, but still kind of funny nonetheless. They probably don't celebrate Christmas in Lauren Faust's show, but they do in mine. And in A Foxtrot Christmas, the fellow equestrian tradition of popping fireworks during this time has been banned. Foxtrot, however, rebels and goes into the ever-free forest to pop his fireworks. However, he accidentally burns down the Tree of Harmony, which I included after I watched the Season 4 premiere, remember that. And he frames Discord. Foxtrot becomes extremely guilty after the royal equestrian monarchy, composed of Princesses Celestia, Luna, and Cadence, Prince Shiny Armor, and King Tesla, decide to send Discord to the moon. In the end, before they send Discord to the moon, Foxtrot fesses up to the crime, and Discord is pardoned. Discord fixes the Tree of Harmony along with some Christmas lights. Everybody then jumps into a music number of the song Better Days by the Goo Goo Dolls. As for Foxtrot, well, because he fessed up to the crime, he's also forgiven. This episode basically teaches about taking responsibility for your actions, which is something that many shows have tackled in their episodes. The episode, The Crow and the Fluttershy, is also one of my favorites. In the episode, Hi-Hat breaks up with Rainbow Dash. The breakup seems bitter at first, with Rainbow Dash flying off saying that she doesn't want to see him again, but after Hi-Hat lowers his head in shame, Rainbow Dash sneaks up behind him and said that she was just kidding, and that she kinda knew it wasn't gonna last forever. And they agree to be just friends. Foxtrot and Applejack try to hook Hi-Hat up with someone new, but with no avail. However, Hi-Hat sees that Fluttershy has gotten a new shampoo, making her hair as lustrous as Rarity's. Hi-Hat immediately falls in love with her. Foxtrot and Applejack then ask the two if they want to attend the fair with them. Everything is successful when Hi-Hat and Fluttershy share a passionate kiss on the Ferris wheel over the song Yellow by Coldplay. Everything seems like it's fallen into place, but Big Macintosh looks at the two in anger since Fluttershy is his longtime crush. Big Macintosh threatens Hi-Hat that if he doesn't let her be with Fluttershy, he'll pummel him. Hi-Hat feels threatened enough and has Big Macintosh be with her. However, while Fluttershy is with Big Macintosh, she sadly looks at the pictures on her phone with Hi-Hat. Big Macintosh feels guilty and lets Fluttershy be with Hi-Hat. I find that the Flutter-Hat relationship is kind of cute, as it features two shy and kind individuals. It's almost like the relationship in Super Mario Bros. Between Luigi and Princess Daisy. It's really beautiful. I came up with the episode Our Pets Can Talk one day, and thought that it was a great idea to make the main six's pets talk. Also in this show, Foxtrot gets a pet pig, which can also talk. In this episode, Angel doesn't like Hi-Hat because Fluttershy keeps spending too much time with him. Could it also be the fact that Angel, who I wanted to be played by Keith Urban, is Australian, while Hi-Hat is British? Anyway, the rest of the pets try to help Angel cope with Fluttershy spending too much time with Hi-Hat. I know everybody's already used to the pets not speaking, but you gotta admit, it's not a bad idea, right? And this probably has to be one of the most bizarre titles out of all of them. How to Land a Dodge Charger on a Cloud. The title pretty much speaks for itself. Big Macintosh restores his 1969 Dodge Charger and takes Foxtrot on a joyride. However, his plans to land the car in the town of Cloudsdale get close to Foxtrot's breaking point, since the car keeps falling through the clouds. Actually, the episode has 3 stories. The second story is when Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy try to lift the ban on wing frisbees. I still haven't figured out what wing frisbees are yet. Also, the CMC tried to help a talentless filly earn her cutie mark. At the end of the episode, all 3 groups managed to reach their respective goals, culminating in Equestrian Roulette playing a small but memorable show in Cloudsdale. Overall, the episode shows that no dreams are too hard to reach, something that was tackled in the Republican National Convention. I wish I watched that. Anyway, that'll be it for now. That whole thing was just season 1. I still have 5 more seasons to go through, but I'll wrap it up here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you until next time. Goodbye.